Folks, somebody I don't think I could be more impressed with is Representative Jasmine Crockett. You've probably gotten to know her as she has torn her way through Republicans, I believe on the House Judiciary Committee, but she does not spare her House Republicans.
This committee runs my pressure up. And I do come prepared to committee, and then there's always somebody from this side that does something ridiculous that throws me all the way off. So, oh, Jesus. Okay, so this is where we're going to start, Ms. Kaskin. First of all, let me apologize because that was uncalled for. So let me do what she would never do, which is to be an adult in this room or in this chamber. So let me start there. I'm also going to start with some nonsense that she was trying to spew, and unlike Ms. Boebert, I am legally trained.
Certainly not Donald Trump, which is why it was awesome when she went on to respond to his ridiculous and dangerous comments about NATO. I don't think I can explain the level of danger. I think it's the worst since January 6th in terms of what he's done, Donald Trump, with what he said about NATO.
He's a traitor, Eric. Started spying for the Russians in 1985. Good news is you're in the middle of the biggest case we've ever run. The damage he's done to the U.S. government is in the billions.
Basically, he gave Vladimir Putin an open invitation, an engraved invitation. Dear Vlad, had a great time at the Hilton with your ladies. Can you please go and invade Eastern Europe?
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
And if you think I'm exaggerating, well, look at what Donald Trump said. He said that we would not protect our NATO allies.
Well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want.
Which, by the way, is in the NATO Charter. It is our responsibility to do that. And all of them offered to come and defend us after 9/11. They counter that as an attack on a NATO country, but Trump, of course, doesn't care. 9/11, he was just excited and talking about how now his building was the tallest building in New York, because that's what a psycho would do.
40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan, and it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest.
In the end, Trump has been, since the day he ran, in Putin's pocket, from getting down on his hands and knees at the Helsinki summit, to kicking out translators so that they could have private talks, to taking Putin's word over the CIA's.
President Putin, he just said it's not Russia. I will say this, I don't see any reason why it would be.
I mean, it's despicable. Jasmine Crockett did not let him get away with this and pointed out that all these sudden foreign policy experts in certain places, the Middle East and some others, should learn about the NATO alliance. So Jasmine Crockett, of course, here went off on him. It was beautiful. It was perfect. Let's watch what she had to say.
Listen, this is absolutely ridiculous that we're even talking about the candidacy of a Donald Trump, someone who we know was always palling around with Russia, someone who encouraged the interference with our domestic elections in the first place. And the fact that he has not learned his lesson from losing his election, from his very ridiculous and dangerous rhetoric, tells us everything that we need to know. I truly don't understand how and why anyone can see that this guy is a viable candidate. For everyone that thinks that they are now an expert in foreign policy, I need you to look up what happens when we don't do what we're supposed to do for our NATO countries. If you're going to be a foreign policy expert, don't just be an expert in the Middle East. Become an expert in all of foreign policy and understand how dangerous this guy is.
See, folks, there aren't a lot of people who could do that. Now, we're getting more and more of them. I kind of call out some of them each of these shows, and I've shown some of them off. John Fetterman, and Ted Lieu, and Gretchen Whitmer. We're getting more and more of this next generation of Gen X millennials who don't sit in a couch, who are going on offense. We just did a video on Gavin Newsom, who's told Democrats to go on offense, and Jasmine Crockett's doing just that.